Educators in mid-Missouri are some of the lowest paid in the U.S.
At almost $20,000 less than the national salary average for teachers, could the disparity affect how your child performs in the classroom? In a special report tonight, ABC 17's Joe McLean looks into that question.
Almost a quarter of the state's budget goes toward K through 12, and just this year, Governor Nixon said, quote, every Missouri student deserves access to a high-quality public education. But Missouri ranks 40th in the states for average teacher salary, and I wanted to see what, if any, effect teacher pay has on the quality of education and on the bottom line for student performance.
All right, try to ignore the blue line here.
Kathy Memmert has been teaching high school math for the past 16 years in Osage County R1 School District in Chamois.
You got to remember that F prime.
This district, like many in mid-Missouri, is very small, consisting of only one elementary and one high school. Here in Osage County, they share a building.
We don't have probably as much technology as a lot of schools do, but I think we do pretty good for our size.
Small districts are not unusual in Missouri. More than half of the state's school districts have fewer than 200 high school students enrolled. But it's not the small amount of students that troubles teachers like Kathy Memmert. It's the small amount of pay.
I'd sure like to be able to always have enough money for the month and maybe something a little extra.
For perspective, the national average for teachers' salary is just over $56,000 a year. The Missouri average is about $9,000 less than that. Our mid-Missouri region, about $19,000 less. And in Memmert's school district, Osage County R1, almost $25,000 less, a little more than half of the national average.
But we face a challenge like all small schools do in that we can't consistently offer the same salary as larger districts.
So I think we have some ways to go on improving teacher salary for our teachers in the state of Missouri. It's a licensed profession that requires our best and our brightest, and I think salary is certainly a factor. Not the only factor, but certainly one.
According to the State Teachers Association, it's the smaller school districts that have the hardest time recruiting the most qualified staff.
Losing teachers from smaller school districts and treating those smaller school districts the way that we do sports teams. You think of a small school district or a rural school district as a starting ground for a teacher, which shouldn't be the case.
Cole County R1 is also a very small school district. Its superintendent says he's seen this phenomenon firsthand.
We had 12 teachers leave our district and to go to other places, and most of it was all driven by salary. When you have a great teacher, a lot of times they get snagged up by a surrounding district that pays more simply because they can go to other districts and make more and do the same job.
So how is this affecting student performance? The average ACT score for Missouri students is 21.7, which is slightly higher than the national average. Here in mid-Missouri, our highest paid districts like Columbia and Jeff City are above that average score at just over 23 points. However, I found out it's not just the students from high-paying schools that score well during American college testing. Remember Osage County R1? On average, its students consistently score at least a point above the state and national average. I'm told while resources might be stretched in the smallest of districts, there's no limit to the effectiveness of a teacher, no matter the salary.
You know, teachers don't go into the profession for money. We know that. Teachers go into the profession typically to serve children.
And when students believe that teachers really care about that and can help them, then I think you see a lot of improvement.
If it's money that you're after, then yeah, you can make more money other places, but I always tell them more money usually equals more headaches.
As for Kathy Memmert, she tells me she's happy teaching at the small school from which she graduated years ago.
I absolutely love teaching here. I like the kids. I know their parents. I know their siblings. Some of them I know their dog, you know. I go somewhere else, I'm not going to have that.
If you would like to know the average teacher's salary in your family's school district, you can find that information on our website, abc17news.com.